All right, everybody, what is going on? Good afternoon. Pro Football Focus. We didn't do the defense yesterday. We did the offense, and then the Colts decided to go a little bit crazy with their quarterback situation, and I wanted to talk about that while it was fresh. So, saving this video for today. I don't think people mind when we split the PFF videos, and I think that videos like this deserve a little bit more early day or midday attention. The videos you upload later in the day, they don't tend to get a lot of traction, I find, unless it's like breaking news that everybody's super into. So, yeah, Pro Football Focus on the defense. Obviously, the defense played great as a unit, but what does PFF think? Now, we do care what PFF thinks. That doesn't mean we think they're always going to get it right. I do like their objective metrics and objective stats, but grading wise, I mean, sometimes it's just a little bit funky. All right, guys, let's take a minute so I can tell you about Sleeper, a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on sports games in real time with other users. You can get the fastest scores, blazing fast sports news and sports alerts right at your fingertips. And of course, you can use Sleeper to play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. This is the way sports were meant to be enjoyed together. So download Sleeper today. Use promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And you can pair that with another promo they have right now where you can get a $20 entry free with no deposit required. So get both of those things going. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and growing. So check out Sleeper today. Get to it and go have some fun with sports this year. So, we got two guys that are graded extremely high, and one of them, Tyrese Knight. I mean, it's cool. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve it, but he came in at the end of the game, basically garbage time, only 13 snaps. It's cool, but I don't know if it's really moving the needle and it's making people feel differently about him. Devin Witherspoon, though, and this should surprise no one given how good he was on Sunday, 95. And I believe he is now the highest rated cornerback on PFF in the entire NFL. So, interception, pass deflection that creates another interception, fumble recovery, two quarterback pressures, including a hit. Like, it was the full Devin Witherspoon experience, and I said it earlier today, but it bears repeating. He is having such a good year. So certainly well deserved there. Definitely no objection. Moving down the list, you got a bunch of guys that are graded quite well. Drake Thomas is up here in third place. Derek Hall, not a huge impact in this game statistically, but they did think that he played quite well. Still grinding it out, still playing at a respectable level. And you could say the exact same thing about Boye Mafe. Not doing anything over the top, not doing anything that warrants national attention or discussion of him as a future star, but grinding along, being a key part of this defense. D'Anthony Bell, garbage time, so 3 snaps, whatever. Reek Woolen, though, and we know this has been hard to come by for him. Almost a 70, 69.2. Really good. The main reason why he's up here, by the way, is because his tackling grade was so good. And, I mean, when stuff like that happens, I'm not a huge fan of PFF's tackling grade because I think that it doesn't really weigh things appropriately. Well, and it doesn't take context into account, but it does illustrate the fact that we're seeing Woolen kind of lock in here before his free agency kicks in. Few guys just played kind of decently. Julian Love, Josh Jobe, DeMarcus Lawrence just kind of out there doing okay. O'Connell and Pritchett, 1 snap each. Nothing to really say there. Ty Okada, about average according to PFF. Ernest Jones, same. I mean, I'll admit that I didn't think Ernest Jones stood out compared to last week, but that was an impossible task anyway. You're not going to stand out the way you did last week when you were literally one of the best players in all of NFL football last week. I don't know. Or he just can't catch a break from PFF. Leonard Williams, I mean, I guess he didn't have his best game or anything, but 59.3, you're telling me he's not even replacement level. I'm not buying that. Jaron Reed, I guess they took the forced fumble away from him and gave it to Lawrence. I'm not sure, but just kind of there. Again, we don't need Reed to be some superstar. We just need him to be present and be competent. Uchenna Nwosu, just kind of there. Nick Eamon-Wari, one of our worst graded defenders, 53.2. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with that, guys. Like, what? I don't know what you guys want. You got to give me something to work with here. We're just gonna move on. I don't know where to start with that one. So whatever. Mike Morris, 7 snaps, not very good, but small sample size. Kobe Bryant got beat up on mostly because he couldn't tackle, which it's Bijan. I sympathize. Byron Murphy, though, not really buying this one. And what dragged him down? Run defense and pass rush, like, yeah, no, not understanding that one either. And bringing up the rear by a good amount is Brandon Peely, only 15 snaps, but he's another guy that just gets beat up on a lot. And I kind of get it, but then again, I don't. I mean, he's basically a nose tackle out there. I think that the expectations for him are off when they're putting these grades together. Now, real quick, missed tackles. I do want to talk about this a little bit this week because this is one of the big reasons why the grading was not stellar for the defense. You've got, let's see here. Let me scroll over a little bit here. So you've got 1 missed tackle for Julian Love, 2 for Josh Jobe, 2 for DeMarcus Lawrence, 1 for Okada, 2 for Ernest Jones, and 3 for Kobe Bryant. Not great. I've seen worse, but I've seen better. 11 missed tackles total. That's a big reason why we had this problem. Now, just as an example here, you take a look at let me try to get everything in the picture here, although it's kind of hard sometimes. Like 1 missed tackle for Julian Love made his tackling grade sub 30. Josh Jobe misses 2 tackles, sub 30. DeMarcus Lawrence misses 2 tackles, sub 27. So, I mean, it is a problem. It does add up, and I'm not saying the tackling was great this week, and they're lying, but seems a little bit punitive to me. Speaking of which, run defense grade, I mean, the grades are just kind of whatever. You've got a bunch of good ones, a bunch of bleh ones, some bad ones at the bottom here. I like to look at the run stops, though. Kind of went back to business as usual this week. No one player stands out. Witherspoon had 2 run stops. Even Wari had 2. By the way, I mean, there's another reason why this whole grading thing is ridiculous. Like, what are we talking about here? Ernest Jones had 2. Leonard Williams had 2. A bunch of other players had 1. But look at how many run stops we had. 17. That's a good number, man. And nobody had more than 2. So spread the wealth. The wealth is getting spread here. Pretty much everybody who played significant defensive snaps got at least 1 stop. Like, I guess Drake Thomas didn't, and that's almost it. I guess Kobe Bryant. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see. No one player stands out, but everybody gets the job done. And Atlanta, which has a nice little rushing attack, not even 4 yards a carry. Okay, pass rush. Let me jump out in front of something right now. For some reason, this page doesn't have Tyrese Knight on it, even though he had a quarterback pressure. You can see it on the main page. They give him a pressure. So there's some kind of error here. So ignore that for a second. Even with that, it was not a stellar day for the pass rush. 1 sack, 11 total pressures according to PFF, which means that PFR will probably give us like 6. Still not the worst I've seen, but I want to say this. Shout out Kirk Cousins. I am a big fan. I am a believer in giving credit to your opponent when he does things well. And I do think a big problem Seattle's defense had this week was that Kirk Cousins did a really good job getting the ball out of his hands on most plays, especially when we got the blitz going. When we got the blitz in on him, he got the ball out like it was teleporting out of his hands. So credit to him. Now, Witherspoon and Lawrence were the only players with multiple pressures in this game, but this doesn't happen very often. Woolen got in on the party with a quarterback hit. Derek Hall, same thing. We already know about Eamon-Wari. Leonard Williams, Nwosu, and Byron Murphy had 1 each. So, yeah, kind of a sleepy day for the pass rush. Atlanta, to their credit, also really stuck to the run, even though it wasn't working that well, and even though the game kind of got away from them in the second half. I think they just know that they have no choice. They have to stick to the run because their game, their team is way too built around the running back room right now. Okay. Coverage stuff. Again, pretty much all solid, I think. Most of the guys who have mediocre grades here are guys that really didn't get targeted that much. So you've got Witherspoon here. He has the pick. He has the deflection that leads to the other pick. That alone is going to get it done. But 6 targets, 4 catches, 29 yards, so less than 5 yards per target. And 20 of the yards came on one play, by the way. So it gave up one big play. And then other than that, it was pretty chill. So really great game there. Woolen, pretty much the exact same thing. 5 targets, 24 yards. So again, under 5 yards a target. And most of the yards came on one play. So those two guys, man, it is too bad we're probably going to have to break them up at the end of the year because it's a duo that is fun to have, even if you occasionally wish there was a little bit more ball production from one and a little bit more run support from the other, I suppose. Drake Thomas, awesome. 2 targets, 8 yards on 1 completion. No problems there. Josh Jobe, kind of getting back to early season form because remember, early in the year, nobody was doing anything on him in coverage, and it kind of got away from him, but 4 targets, 5 yards, 1 completion. I mean, hello. That's about as good as it gets. So you've got Witherspoon, Woolen, and Jobe just completely locking down as outside corners. Julian Love, 1 catch for 3 yards, so really clean. On 3 targets, by the way, so they went after him, and Love was not having it. Ernest Jones, 1 target, 1 catch, 12 yards, so whatever. It was a screen pass anyway. 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So it's not just on Ernest Jones that the play went for 12 yards. Other than that, Okada. Okay, Okada gave up a 26-yarder. Not great. Not your favorite. But kind of a little... Honestly, Okada's been good in coverage lately, so it feels like a little bit of an aberration. Kobe Bryant, 1 target, 4 yards, no problem there. Really nothing to talk about. And that was a screen pass as well, by the way. So not really something I'm worried about. The only guy who gets dinged here in coverage is Nick Imanwori. 3 targets, 51 yards, 2 big plays. He gave up a 28-yarder, or excuse me, a 30-yarder, and then he gave up a 21-yarder. So, okay, that's not good. And the interception was off a deflection, so I understand not giving him full credit for that, but I'm really having a hard time understanding why it should be this bad. You can't tell me that Nick Imanwori was a 42 grade in coverage across 26 coverage snaps just because he gave up 2 kind of sort of big plays. A 30-yarder, a 21-yarder, when he's also making an interception. Like, I don't know. It's not worth getting upset about, but it seems to me that it's, again, a little bit punitive. Are you grading on a curve because everybody else was so clean? I don't know. Anyway, that's it for the defense. Special teams, there's really not much to say. There never is, really, it feels like. Imanwori's king of the day because he blocked a field goal. That's always going to basically be a golden grade for you. But a bunch of other players actually did really well here. Knight, Oots, Cody White, Nick Collerup, Mike Morris. There were a few guys near the bottom here. Velez Jones, Pritchett. Not good to see Pritchett getting low special teams grades, I guess, because that's where he can add value right now. Same with the same statement goes for Bobo and DeAnthony Bell as well. But special teams was great on Sunday, so it's not like you're going to see anything too bad here, I don't think. Okay, that's it for PFF. Let me know what you guys think down below. I will see you guys soon. Go Hawks. Great game by the defense and interesting stuff from Pro Football Focus. Keep an eye out for more videos. They are coming soon, and we're going to have more to say. And get ready for the home stretch of the season, people. It's going to be fun.